Hello everyone, this is Blue Smoke Productions here, and welcome to another commentary. This commentary, it's a no-brainer. We're doing Steam Engines of Summerville, and usually I do these commentaries when I'm like struggling to come up with ideas, or I just don't have anything to upload. But with this trip, I have some funny stories to tell. Well, one in particular. Hopefully you'll laugh at this. But anyway, so this is, my third commentary. I've tried doing commentary 3 multiple times on different videos, but I've just decided to do this one just because I actually have some stories to tell about this one. So without further ado, let's start it. And hold on. And there we go. We're playing right now. And my intro, I have a few more videos, like one more video next week that'll use this intro. I may or may not go on hiatus again after that, but I might make a new intro. I don't know. I'm thinking about, after this last video, I might go on hiatus again. Because of time. I'm not running out of ideas at the moment. I've got Model Rail Fanning 5 filmed. I've got Model Rail Fanning 6 filmed, and I might film 7 tomorrow. And then Train Spotting, I haven't gotten that filmed, but you know, I'm gonna have Model Rail Fanning. I've got plenty of Model Rail Fanning episodes. I just don't like to release them at once, because then I don't want my channel to become one major thing. And let's start the video right now, though. Blue Smoke Productions presents. So I decided to start with a shot. I had several different shots. I filmed loads of shots. But I decided to go with this one because of the train in the background. And I didn't give the background on this. So basically, back when I was filming Downtown Train Spotting, I liked the shot because, you got the train going by. And yes, it's blocked by the title, but... So basically, me and a friend, his name is Thomas, he runs a YouTube channel now, and I will link his channel in the description. But there's a guy talking to me there. But basically, when we were filming Downtown Train Spotting, we talked about doing this trip. And basically, it took some convincing from my mom, because I don't trust myself to drive on my own with this kind of trip, with chasing. I prefer if someone were to chauffeur that. It's a safety thing. It's 2 teenage drivers. And this is the first shot. And right off the bat, hold on. Oh, I love that sound. I love 4501's whistle too, but 630's whistle sounds so good. It's a little shaky there. I wanted to fade it in. I probably would have had enough space to do it, but I just ended up not doing that. And I was gonna say, no, that's not the first time I've heard 630's bell in person. I've heard it before, but it was very briefly when I did Railfest back in 2014 when I filmed that video, and I used shots of that video for the trailer. So yeah, I literally uploaded this video 1 week after I chased the train, because I usually upload 1 video a week. But that's always been my thing. I've been trying to do 1 video a week. I think I've been keeping all right with it, but admittedly, one thing I don't like about doing 1 video a week on this channel is that, there's only so much you can do with trains before you start repeating stuff. But that's why I might be taking another hiatus next week. We'll see, though. I don't know. I restarted college again, so I'm doing a summer class. And this was coincidentally 2 days before I started my summer classes. Realistically, I should be writing an essay tonight. Anyway, this shot here was right before the belt line. I didn't initially want to film at this spot. I wanted to film across the street or whatever, but I just finally settled on this shot. So this shot, so basically me and Thomas, we went up there, and then my two brothers went with us. Like, initially I just wanted one of them for extra navigation purposes, since that's kind of my thing. We're basically a railfan team. The whole family, I have a whole team when it comes to railfanning. Like, I have my mom to drive, and my brothers for navigation, extra navigation. I planned all these shots out, weeks in advance. Me and Thomas both did. And this is Thomas's first time on a chase with me, and it's only my second chase as well. But Thomas has chased before. He chased 4501 on the main line. And I'll link that video in the description. It's on his other channel. So one thing about this is you can notice my panning shots are a little rough. There it's okay, but then they just get a little rough. And then they're just a little rough. And I don't know why. I think I had my tripod on a little on the panning, my swivel a little too loose. I think that shot would have been a little bit better if that obstruction right there wasn't in the way, but it's actually not that bad. Is that a bridge or something? Is that some kind of bridge, or is that a turntable? Or, well, they're kind of made by the same. Well, yeah, the TVRM turntable, the one in East Chattanooga, was made by. Was it the American Bridge Corporation? Please don't kill me for saying that, for getting it wrong, but I think it was the American Bridge Corporation or something. It was a bridge company, all I know. That's all I know. So this was filmed on my GoPro right here. You can see my brother's head in the front seat. But basically everyone in front of you, you can see them, they're driving really slow during the pace. So we just pulled over into the other lane. That may be unprofessional in terms of, and the shot's a little shaky, but I just kind of liked it. I probably should have cut it, but you know what? It gives it something a little bit unique. But yeah, everyone's driving slow. The car in the front's driving slow so that they can get a shot. And later, we were driving along. I forgot the name of the road, but it's the one that goes into Chickamauga, and there was a huge slowdown, and that was not fun. Like, that was really not fun. See the Wendy's in the background. I like to be at that Wendy's. I sometimes wonder what it's like for people, locals, who just, or people who aren't used to seeing a steam engine. Like, they just don't see this thing every day, and anyway, so this shot here was another unplanned shot. I was going to film a little bit further down the road, but the road, and you can see the road signs, that road was closed, so we had to make a detour. But I like this shot here. Like, I took a little bit of planning, but I got it right, finally. I'm just like, okay, I'll do a stationary shot, the cemetery in the background. That's a good shot. And this got left time for plenty of whistling shots. This is probably one of my favorite shots in all my railfan videos. Look at that. Gives some great shots of both locomotives. And if you can see the track in the foreground, that's a siding that leads into the plant there. Like I said, this area just got kind of packed. Because this, everyone was probably planning to film by the yard, and everything just went wrong. So, yeah. I just left it on the shot because, like, it's just, I love getting plenty of sound. You can hear a drone buzzing up there. And the shot, this was near the old factory. It was, what's it called? The Peerless Factory or something? I wish I'd filmed across the street so I could get the factory. But I actually like this shot. It is a little bit more unique because everyone films on that side. And yeah, you can hear that drone up there, and I actually talked to the drone guy. He's pretty cool. And I hope he might be watching because he's subscribed to me. Shout out to you, man. You got some great shots. Anyway, gosh, I love that sound of that whistle. Actually, the thing about the smoke, when I was chasing 1702, I didn't really smell any of the smoke. On this, the smoke smelled very sweet. That's kind of a weird thing, but I kept getting like whiffs of the smoke, and it just smelled so sweet. Probably wasn't good on the lungs, though. Although I didn't get any soot in my eyes, and you know, usually I'd chase these trains, but usually, you know, I've ridden plenty of trains. You know, I have ride videos. I've ridden behind 4501 before. So is Thomas, and you can actually see Thomas in the corner if you look to your right. Hopefully he wouldn't mind being shown. So this shot here is and then again I did a pan, but again the pan's a little... Initially it's very rough, but then once I get a grip on it, it's a little bit better. So yeah, I kind of like that shot there. I wish I'd gotten the factory in it, but I did get some extra shots of the factory. Got a few photos of it. It looked so nice just looking at it. I can see why the spot's so popular. And I was going to film at a, spot down the road that kind of looks like a mountainside. Okay, so this shot here is the shot in Rock Springs. Now, between those, we got caught up in a massive traffic jam at Chickamauga because people were hogging the streets. So then I wanted to film at a crawfish spring in Chickamauga. Well, basically what happened was there was a map error, and we just went along with it. We didn't, pay any attention. Mom used the voice thing. I don't like using the voice thing. But basically, we almost ended up in Louisiana because we just went along with it, and we almost lost the train, but we decided to just come straight here. Now, this shot here in Rock Springs is probably the most popular spot, and it might be my favorite shot. I don't know. But their spot was packed. I can see why this is the most popular spot. And it was so surreal being there in person for the first time. After watching all those videos of me being there. Or watching all those videos of the train crossing this. Not just 4501 and 630 on their own, but just watching the shot and then actually being there in person. Now you can see a tripod in the corner, but you know what, that's fine. Like I said, this is probably going to be one of my favorite shots in the near future. So that was one of my favorite shots. But yeah, basically, due to a map error... Oh, this shot here. This was one of the few shots that wasn't very crowded, where there wasn't millions of people. But I remember this shot here. This one was... basically this was a shot that my mom liked. I was looking on Google Maps for these. But yeah, that was on... So we were filming on Google Maps and getting our shots down. Anyway, so yeah, basically we almost wound it up. But yeah, anyway, so basically we still almost wound it up in Louisiana. And luckily we caught it on, that this was an 11-hour drive. But we figured by this point it had probably already passed the spot we wanted to go to. So instead we went to the shot in Rock Springs. So there was a zoom there. That's because I zoomed out. This shot was rather close to the trains. And this shot actually makes my camera actually bounces a little bit. I have a GoPro shot as well, and I do wish I'd used that. But it is in my deleted scenes video, so yeah. Yeah, so basically the engine's just, chugging along here. One thing I did notice, it was around this point when I realized just how short the train actually was. It was, a 10-car train. 10 or... Yeah, it was about 10 cars. This shot I love. This was another shot that, it wasn't too crowded. A few people came to it, but I really like this shot. This might be my favorite shot, actually. It kind of reminds me of my shot of 1702. I always like having a shot that looks all classic and everything. So, yeah, oh gosh, I just love the shot. And, yeah, it was around this time that I realized, because the train started going faster around those time. It was probably actually back at the factory that I realized, that the train was actually kind of short. I mean, it was only 8, like I said, it was only 10 cars long, but it actually started to look kind of short compared to when I chased 1702, when that little S160 pulled a 17-car train. This is in Tryon here. This is on the bridge. And this shot here, everyone was gathered up by the other side of the bridge. But I saw the footbridge and no one was filming on it. And I was just like, why isn't anyone filming on this bridge? Anyway, so me and Thomas went on it. I don't know what Thomas's shot looks like because I have not seen his video yet, but I will be linking it in my original video, in my actual video, when he uploads it. So yeah, the bridge is gonna come into view in a moment, but this bridge is probably the second most filmed at spot on this train. The first, of course, being the shot in Rock Springs. I will say I'm not too satisfied with the lighting, but this time I think the panning's a little bit better. Not much. But I decided to do a pan shot for this. But yeah, I actually really like this shot. Gosh, it's a really nice shot. You can see a guy down at the bottom of the bridge. And then there's another guy, and then you can see everyone who was over there. And I didn't want to block anyone's shot. I blocked plenty of people's shots. And I apologize to anyone watching where I did that. Then I decided to pan back on the bridge. I think I would have also been a great shot if I had just simply did a stationary shot on the bridge. But I like that I did the pan shot. Would have looked like a great final shot, but it's not the final shot, because after this we went straight to Summerville. So the next shot in Summerville, I'm surprised by how good it looked. One of my biggest problems about filming in Summerville, though, is two major problems. One, the number of people. Look at how many people are just in that shot alone, and look at when I start actually filming at Summerville, or filming on the turntable. There was just too many people there. The second problem I had was the mud. There was just way too much mud, and I'm assuming it did rain the night before, and it had been raining all week here in Georgia. And you know, but it was the field, we ran across that field and we realized how muddy it was. And it just wasn't pleasant at all. Hear a dad next to me talking. He told me he was actually a local of Summerville, and he used to, he says when he grew up, you know, he used to see this train all the time. He says it made it easier when they installed the turntable. But it really is, I'd say, inexcusable. It's criminal that I haven't come up here longer, because I live in the state of Georgia, and I live up here, and how have I not chased this train sooner? You know, I should. Why don't I come up here, you know, every day or so? Well, not every day, obviously, it doesn't run every day, but like, why don't I come up here like all the time? Short answer is, I don't live super close to Summerville. I live far enough to where Summerville would be like a good day trip. Any of these places in Georgia could make a good day trip, honestly. But Summerville, Rock Springs, and Lafayette. You know, these are all places where, you know, they make a good, I could go there on a day trip. They're not in my backyard. You know, it's not close by. And I also live close to, but I live close enough. I could drive up there if I wanted to. I also actually live very close to the I live not too far from the Blue Ridge Railroad. And at some point, and I've been on the Blue Ridge Railroad. I have a video on that, but I'll never upload it because that was my channel in the old days. Well, I didn't even have a channel yet. Then again, I did upload my original 4501 video and my and the Six Flags Railroad and the Disney World Railroad. Either way, but I'm not uploading that video though. I also live near, well, the only other railroad, there's the Southeastern Railroad Museum, and there's also the Georgia Railroad Museum, but that's all the way in Savannah, and that's nowhere near where I live. I also live, there's also the Georgia Agriculture Museum, and I want to do a video on that railroad museum so bad. You know, that's one, or not really railroad museum, but on that railroad. Like, I want to do a video about that railroad so bad. But yeah, I might actually plan, you know, a trip up there. I might do a video on the Chickamauga Turn, since I might make a trip to Chickamauga. I might chase this train with just 4501. We'll see. Don't expect these videos like anytime soon. But the videos I want to do, if I'm going to talk about the videos I want to do the most, it would have been this one, the Agriculture Museum video, and the Savannah Railroad Museum and the Southeastern Railroad Museum. I want to do all the railroad museums that are in my state. And there's a bunch I'm forgetting too, like the Sam Short Line and all those. But you know what? I'm getting off track here. I've been off track. So basically, I didn't have much to say there because both engines were essentially uncoupling and going back. But at this point, 4501 and 630 are both, you know, ringing their bells. And you can see right off the bat, 4501's ringing its bell faster. Like, yeah, 4501's bell's a lot faster. I think 4501's bell's prettier. 630's bell's kind of basic. Here's the thing, though. I would actually move to Summerville. I would either want to move to Summerville or Rock Springs. Specifically in Rock Springs. That spot in Rock Springs, there was this house on the hill that overlooked the tracks, and I would love to live there. I didn't even mention at Rock Springs that there was a small gravel path that literally looked like it was a parking lot. And yeah, many of the rail fans here have cameos. Many famous rail fans have cameos here. If you're a famous rail fan, or if you're a rail fan in general and you're in this video and you have a channel, please let me know and plug your channel in the comments, and I'll make sure to subscribe to you. I wanted to write that on my original video, but I never got around to that. Yeah, filming the Summerville scenes was a nightmare. Just like I said, just look at how many people are there. It's amazing how many people do. Probably some of these people are also Summerville locals and residents. Now, there was a fade there because I accidentally hit my camera and shook it. See a little twitch there, but that won't hurt anybody. So 630 is being spun around. And actually, little known fact, when I was editing this video, you know, I kept eating up the footage and everything to get through it, which, if you're using Premiere, that's the L key. Little known fact. Basically, I was speeding it up, and 630 would blow its whistle, and it sounded like a British steam whistle. So if you're doing like a mini series or whatever, and you want to use British steam whistles, but you know you don't want to get other whistles, and you want to make your own, little life hack there: just speed up an American whistle, and it'll sound like a British whistle. One other thing you should probably notice about 630 in this is that you can see like the paint is thinning on the number 3. So I moved down, and I did get in someone's shot doing that, but I went low so that I could get out of people's shots, so I didn't see what I was filming, but I'm surprised by how good this turned out. Again, it's a little jerky, but now it looks okay. But yeah, look on the 3 there. You can see the paint is like thinning on the number 3 there. I'm not sure why or what's happening. And then you can hear 4501's bell. And then next I recorded 4501's turning around. Basically what happened was they backed 630 back down the track so that 630 can go back up. Or that it can be out of the way so 4501 could be turned around. And this gave 4501 some screen time, because it was 630 who took most of the screen time. You could say maybe some of these shots here are being kind of rougher, is a throwback to my old video. But no, it's not. They just didn't turn out. I don't know what was wrong with them, but I decided to hold this camera on this shot here. I just decided to hold on here and then wait till 45.1 was off the screen. And then 630's there. I like that shot. And then I filmed with 630 some more. So 630 basically just stole 45.1's chances of getting some screen time. Again, my camera movements are just a little jerky here. And again, there's just all these people in the shot. Like I said, filming the Summerville segments was such a nightmare, and I'll probably never film there again, or I'll never film the turning around again. Because I've already done it once, I don't need to do it again. And now 4501's being turned around. Again, the shot it's a little bit rough. I don't know why it's turning this. Like I said, I don't know. I'm trying to film around all these people. Like I said, if I do film at Summerville again, I do wish I'd thought things through a bit more when it came to filming there. But you know what? It turned out okay. I also wish the lighting could have been a bit better. There's a bunch of things that I don't like about this video. And admittedly, I think the 1702 video is a little bit better because the lighting and scenery was much better. But I enjoyed filming this, and I can come back here pretty much any time. You know, this is in my state. Oh, right behind me. You can hear me ask a guy if he's okay. Basically, a guy was slipped in the mud right behind me. I was asking him if he was all right, and he's just like, yeah. And you can see right there, 4501's bell is hung. And yeah, the bell got hung up. I don't know why it was hung up, but 4501's been having that problem for ages. Like ever since it went back into service, the bell gets hung up. And there's 4501 right there. I probably should have made a few more edits to this in order to get it looking right. But I think it turned out all right. And there's 4501 leaving. And the next shot is the last shot. We discovered it right outside of Tryon. We were going on to go over by the bridge, and we discovered this wide open field, and we figured, you know what, that'll be a good shot. We contemplated chasing the return trip, but it would be late by that time, and you know, like I said, I live in, we were already in my state. It wouldn't have taken that long to get back home. So we decided, you know what, we'll just chase this. We'll just get this shot and we'll be fine. That'll be our last shot for the day. That's what me and Thomas agreed on. Because everyone else was getting like worn out. Everyone else was tiring out. And again, the shot looks a little jerky, but it's actually not that bad. There we go. There's a nice shot right there. And a nice whistle from 630. And that's the last shot. I'd say this was probably one of my more professionally shot videos, although that'd probably be a bit of a lie. So yeah, that is the video, the doubleheader video. I'm satisfied with how this video turned out. I'm not going to make a million director's cuts like I did for 1702. So yeah, that's the... and my logo. Yeah, I'm satisfied with how this video turned out. Is it my best video? No, I'd prefer this video, I'd take 1702 and Durango over this one, but this is probably my third favorite video. So with that said, this is Blue Smoke Productions saying goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.